So, thank you so much. Welcome to our webinar, Northon Equity Partners. This is our first webinar, so please be patient because we might have some trouble with the technical aspects of launching a webinar. But during the call, you can feel free to ask questions through the chat. Let us know where you are from. And yeah, let's start. So the team that we planned for the webinar is the hotel investment for Portugal Golden Visa, the right one for me. We hope to, by the end of the session, be able to clarify all the questions that you might have regarding this route. And yeah, before I start, do you want to say anything?
Let's start it.
Just to introduce everyone in the call. So I have Duarte to my side. He's CEO and founder of Northon Equity Partners, and also Felipe is our CFO. And yeah, that's basically it. So the agenda for today will be short. We'll try to keep things short and sweet. So we'll start by talking a bit why Portugal should be your destination. I believe that probably most of you already know why Portugal is of interest for you. We also will look into how investment in an hotel works as the Golden Visa route. Duarte will also explain the society, the project that we have down there in Algarve, and all the aspects regarding that program. And yeah, he will also explain the Northon Equity Partners, how we were founded and have been working in this space between real estate and hospitality in the last 10 years. And we will finish off with a Q&A session. Sounds good? So let's start by talking a bit to Portugal, why Portugal should be your destination. And it's going to be short, not very quantitative, more qualitative, and maybe some universal truths that we know about Portugal. And so the first one, I think you might agree, it's probably the food. And I'm launching a poll here so you can decide what are the three things that Portugal is most famous for. And so while I comment, let us know what you think. And so this picture that you see here is also actually a Portuguese seafood. It's called clams. And you only need the clams, which is this animal, and olive oil, white wine, lemon. It's a great food, and you should try it when you come to Portugal. Also, safety is one of the vital aspects in Portugal. You feel safe wherever you go. It's very well documented. It's one of the safest countries to visit and to live in. And so this should be an attraction for you as well. Portuguese people are welcoming. They lend out a hand to a stranger whenever it's needed. And let us know if you do not agree with that, if you had a different experience in Portugal. But so far, I think Portuguese people are doing well welcoming people. Also, the cost of living is low if you compare to London, to Paris, to other European capitals that are much more expensive. And from groceries to accommodation, you can, at the end of the month, end up with a wealthy wallet. Also, the weather is fantastic. So we have around 3,000 hours of sun throughout the year. So the weather is great. So I think from the last month, we have already been using t-shirts and throwing off the jacket, leaving the jacket at home. And so this all makes sense for someone that is looking into Portugal as a destination. And of course, knowing that Portuguese passport is one of the strongest passports in the world. It's competing with Japan, USA. So it should make sense for someone that looks into living in trying to find another country, that Portugal is one of the top 5 choices. So let's talk a bit about investing in hotel as your golden visa, and also a bit about the program. This program started, and you probably know all of this already, but it started in 2012, and it was a way to bring more investment to our country. And basically, invest and you gain a permit to residency permit here, and you can travel throughout the Schengen space. And also after 5 years, you can obtain the Portuguese citizenship and the Portuguese passport, basically. I think the main benefits are mostly, so you can include your spouse and children in the application. You only need 5 years to gain citizenship, and you only need to spend 7 days per year to fulfill the requirements for the program. So I'll pass the word to Felipe. We will explain a bit what it means to invest in a hotel for the Golden Visa purposes.
Thank you, Eduardo. So basically, why should you, from a financial point of view, why should you choose this over other alternatives that you may have? So basically, this is the option to go for a lower investment. At this price point, it would be very difficult to find any, let's call it investment grade option that will provide you any reasonable return. So what you're getting is a unit and it's going to be inserted into a boutique hotel, fully decorated, fully renovated, with a very low investment. Also, you have the benefit of working or partnering with an established company that has been managing boutique hotels. So all the experience, knowing where to position the hotel, what kind of decor to have, how to maximize the return on your investment, you're going to benefit from that. And finally, you will have a highly liquid property. So because of the amount of investment that you've put into and the team that you have next to you, you should have no issues if in a few years further down the road you wish to divest. There will be demand for the property given the location, the quality of the refurbishment that is going to take place, the quality of the decor. And so that means that you will have an insured return throughout the period that you will own this property, and also a very good chance of increasing its value at the end of your investment cycle, let's call it like that. And then finally, which is I think a great cherry on top of the cake, which is you get to stay there. You have the option to stay at your property, benefiting from the full service of a boutique hotel in downtown Lagos, just a few minutes from everything that you have there, from the ocean, from the beach, from everything else. And you will have the chance of enjoying that. So having also the fun side of your investment. So I believe that this is a great opportunity because it will be difficult to match this with anything you can find in the housing market. Thank you.
Thank you, Felipe. Yeah, for sure, I agree. And let's dive into what could be one of those options. So the society and what brought us here also. I'll pass the word to Eduardo to explain the whole project and the company that we have been building also.
Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you, Felipe, for all the explanation. So the society, welcome to the society. The society is our project in the down south in Lagos. If you haven't been there, for sure it's a must go. It's our third hotel in our company, and we already have the fourth ongoing in Lisbon as well. Talking about the society here, the society is exactly in the city center of Lagos, which is location-wise extremely difficult to find such a big place in this old center. In terms of facilities, in terms of distance, as Felipe was saying, you are 5 minutes walking to the ocean. We are talking about here, it's a 18th century building, beautiful, that we will renovate starting in 2 months. In terms of the place, the city itself, Lagos. Why Lagos? First of all, it's the city that is most outgrowing in the south. That's the first point. Second point is the location of Lagos. For me, is one of for us, it's one of the preferable cities because it's close. It's at the same time that you can go to and enjoy all the restaurants, all the beaches and the ocean on the south of Portugal, where the ocean is actually calm, very, very quiet. You are 20 minutes, 25 minutes to the west coast, where you have wild beaches, where you have waves. One of probably the most stunning beaches that we have in Portugal are in the west coast. Yeah. But it's more more wild than in this area. So being in Lagos, you are like 20-25 minutes for to go and visit, like Praia da Rifana, Praia da Nomad, that are beautiful beautiful beaches, and at the same time you can enjoy all the south of Portugal that is also amazing. An overview about our building. We are looking at the render. This is the entrance of the hotel. We'll have this patio, this charm patio for our guests to enter. You have a reception down the line. We are talking about an 18th century building. Actually, there are two buildings that will be totally renovated. We have done this in the past, so our hotels in Cascais are also old buildings that we fully renovate, and we maintain the historical aspects. Here we are talking about 16 units, 16 apartments. Some have terraces, some are facing south, other north. So you have a lot of different characteristics between them. And the hotel itself, it's 5 minutes walking to the beach. It's very close to all the surroundings in the city center, the restaurants, the coffee restaurants as well. So it's location-wise, it's very, very well located. Here you have a look and feel of where we want to stand. We always have plants in our bedrooms, in our apartments. Northon lives a lot the nature around us. We want to keep it clean and simple. This terrace, it's a terrace that will be exclusively for our guests. So it will have a bar, it will have some music, and where you can have your breakfast, your lunch, and dinner. Here it will be all day service. We will have the restaurant, which is here. This is just a look and feel. The restaurant can change a little bit, as we already made in other hotels. We partner up with the best player of food and beverage in not only in town or in the surroundings. We did that in Cascais, and Eduardo can later share our Instagram, and so you can have a glance. And here we will do the same. So this is directly to the streets, and the idea is to have locals and other people coming from outside of the hotel, and therefore we can mix. And I think what people that travel want, we can mix between tourists and locals. That's our idea. That's what we stand for in other places as well. Small glance of one of the style of the bathrooms, clean and simple. Another bedroom. This has a terrace all around. Actually, this in particular is already sold, but still decoration and design clean and simple. Here we have also a look and feel of what the society is targeting. Who is the society? Who is the person that is going to book our stays? Who is the person that is our main target? So we are targeting between 30 to 50 years old, people that are very international. They travel a lot constantly, like nomads, that have actually good jobs. They can afford to spend 300 euros a night easily, and they want the experience. They want to go there because they will be in contact with locals. They will be in contact. They will have surfing lessons at the same time as they can go to the terrace and drink Negroni because they like cocktails, they like to experience, and at the same time they will experience also the restaurant in the south of Algarve. So people that want to live outside, that like to do sports, they are willing to spend. So it's not the people that, although they want to live, even if they can in the wild, they can also and they want a place to be where they can feel that are surrounded by the same type of clientele, and we are target exactly the same people that we have in Perla, for example. We will show you as well another image just to have a glimpse of the area itself, what the views, what we'll find, the look and feel of the place, not only on the hotel. Here is the existing building. So these are two buildings. This right here is it's protected, so we will maintain the facade. We will paint it, etc., but we will have to maintain the same characteristic. Here is a terrace, and here's the other side of the hotel. Here, for this street, this is one of the most busy streets in Lagos, and here it will be the restaurant. We will extend these windows. The restaurant will be this part here, and they will have an outside area. Here you already have a very a trendy coffee shop, which has exactly the same community that we are targeting, and you can also check them out in the name is Black and White Coffee Shop. Another image here is, so you cannot go by car in front of the hotel. The only street that you can actually ride a car as you arrive is on this street, on this side. Here is car free. And these are probably the most busy streets walking wise of Lagos. Fast facts, and we don't want to keep too much of your time. We have a 3% guaranteed yield for the next for the first 5 years. After the 5th year, we have a performance bonus of 30% on top of that 3%. So if we are performing above 800K revenue per year, we have a 15 performance bonus. If we go above 900K, which we believe it will happen around the 3rd year, we will pay out a 30% bonus on top of the 3%. We have an optional buyback. It's not guaranteed, so it can give you the freedom of selling it in the free market, of keeping it. And if you go to the free market, it really depends on the value that you want to sell. We want to buy back at the same price that we are selling now. So it's an optional. We have the right of preference. So if you want to sell it for, imagine you buy it for 280, you want to sell it at 350, we have the right of preference. Since our exit strategy is to buy back all the units and then sell the whole hotel, the whole real estate to a fund. Our goal at that point, this will happen between year 6 and year 8, is, as I just said, is to buy back all the units and have an upside on selling to this fund. Our main goal is to, first, our contract is 15 years, is to, at that point, renovate for another 15 years of operation. So we are really committed to this hotel, for the operation, therefore for the construction of it. We target the completion on the Q4 of next year. The operators is Northon Partners, so we'll be on the developer side and on the operator side. Every investor has a 7-day per year usage for free. If you want to stay longer, also we'll have a discount rate for investors. And because of all this uncertainty of the Golden Visa, and as you are well aware, the government wants to finish the program. And due to all this uncertainty, what we have done in the past to our buyers was to have a side letter where we actually refund the whole amount if for some reason, which we believe it won't happen, but if some reason the Golden Visa is rejected by any chance of the government or so. So we want to feel comfortable. We don't want to keep any money that is not fulfilling your main target. And yeah, that's why we have a full refund policy. If for some reason you have any questions, just pop up and we'll take a look and we'll answer. Don't be shy. Here's the price list. We also will share after the meeting the price list. We have quite some potential at the moment, analyzing the documentation, doing the due diligence. So this can change any day. Northon Equity Partners. So we started at 10 years ago, and we started as real estate developers, mainly focused on these developments. And in 2017, we entered the hospitality business. It started out as Airbnbs, then a small guest house, then a boutique hotel, and it started growing also always in the boutique hotel segment. That's the segment that we believe that is outgrowing and the future of hospitality. People want to have experience. They want to have, they want to feel at home. And in hotels, more than 150, 200 rooms, it's very difficult to maintain that feeling, the feeling at home. Here, once you enter the society, the reception will know your name every day, will call you by your name. And this is the way we have been doing things. And so far, our strategy is paying off. We believe that the boutique hotel segment is the future.
Should we show the video?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just to.
This is in Cascais. Pergola Boutique Hotel. Also this. Here we have every. Here you can have a glimpse of the interior. Also, house, family house, maintaining the in the society, maintaining his body. So living room.
Acho que eles não ouvem muito. Sim,
So about the video was made without our clients, so we wouldn't interrupt. And we couldn't film more bedrooms in Pergo because usually we are 100% occupation. We have been showing up in the press for a while now. Cover of Time Out, the main revenue, the main magazines in Portugal. Also, both of these places, they have one thing in common as the society do, which is location. We only invest in the best locations. And going back a little bit for the society, what you have in the society is an apartment that it won't devaluate. That location will be worth money today and will be worth money in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. That's why we are confident to buy back at the same price that we are selling now, because we know that the location is there and it will always be there. Previous projects, so we have Perla Boutique Hotel. Duarte will share with you the links of Instagram for all of them. We have Guest House in Cascais, Boutique Hotel in Lagos, which is the society, and Boutique Hotel in Lisbon, which is also underway. This is the team, our back office team. Cecilia is our executive director. Myself, Duarte, Felipe Brandão, who spoke earlier, our CFO, and Duarte Cruz, right beside me, our business developer. Of course, the team goes on and on for the operations, but for the sake, we focus here on our back office. Okay, for the society, what we are targeting at the end of the day, it's not only selling the golden visa for 280. That's something that if we could go to the bank and ask for a loan to develop the project. We have 100% equity. The buildings doesn't have any type of debt. Here, what we are looking is to start the Northon Investment Club, which is a list of people with different backgrounds, different know-how that are willing to invest with us in more projects in the future. They want to know about more opportunities in Portugal or outside. We aim to invest outside of Portugal. We have now ongoing 4 boutique hotels. Our aim is to go for 8 in the next 3 years. For that, we need more partners, and that's why we want to build this Northern Investment Club, where anyone can contribute with their knowledge, with their strategies, with their network, and furthermore, we have projects in real estate in Lisbon, and we will call first of all this club, see who wants to join the specific project, if they know other people that might want to join. So this is kind of a hub that we want to create and to share knowledge and opportunities starting in Portugal and going outside as the time go by. So we have here off-market opportunities that we have access, the local knowledge, we have the high growth potential and the network among investments. We target people that have the same DNA that we have, which is basically believe in people, believe in sustainability, surrounded by nature, and that have an open mind, and that want to add value to every project that we have. Thank you for joining us. For our attendees, we have a gift, 20% discount in your next stay at one of our hotels.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy it next time you come. Also, we are here for to answer all your questions.
Yep.
Not sure if you want to jump in.
Yeah, just regarding this discount, if you are thinking of in the next weeks coming to Portugal, drop an email to I'll write here in the chat my email, and that you would like to use this discount, and we can maybe schedule a call. So if you're interested in investing in the society, let's just give some time for questions. I think we have here some message in the chat. Let me check here. We have some people joining from the US. We have a question here asking if the hotel is around 5 minutes walking distance from the marina.
Yes.
So it's really close, right? So
yeah, it's really close. The marina is actually having some nice restaurants these days, and the bridge to the marina is between 5 to 7 minutes walking distance from the hotel.
Mm-hmm. We also have a question from Reza asking if the VAT and the EMV fees are paid by Northon. Some developers do that, but we don't do.
Yes, this is a unit which is a freehold. So some developers are doing that, mainly where there's a shareholder agreement. But here the business model is made as normal apartments, which implies that the investor pays its own IMT and its own VAT on the construction contract.
Mm-hmm. Let me just check here. I think we have another questions here that some people sent in the last few days. So regarding the Golden Visa program might be canceling, might be finishing. I think we already addressed that with the Golden Visa side letter. Can you explain a bit the process through the investment? So from imagine someone that is hearing us today, I want to invest in the society. What is the next step, and what should they account for?
So after this webinar, Duarte can share the link with all the information about the price list. So the first step would be pick a unit, reserve that unit. Since we are having some demand, at least you have the unit that you are willing to buy, and you start the process with your lawyers. So well, first of all is starting the process with the lawyers, and afterwards picking the unit, reserving the unit. After 2 weeks, we have a promissory contract where in order for you to submit the Golden Visa, you pay roughly 220 or 200K from the unit on that promissory contract. Afterward, you have the construction contract, which will only be paid, and it will be immediately signed, but it will only be paid once the construction starts. So steps. First of all, pick your law firm so they can do the due diligence of the property. Okay.
Yep.
The reservation is only for picking the unit, and it can be refundable for a week or so in order for the law firm to do the proper due diligence. After everything is approved and we already have the legal package all set up for the Golden Visa purpose, after it's being approved, we go on to the promissory contract. The promissory contract, and it's not the final deed yet because the site is not built yet. So only the final deed will only happen once the construction is finished and we have the utilization license. So for now, the promissory contract, where you can pay the full amount of the unit in order for you to submit the process in CEF, and therefore going on time before the law changes.
So you don't need the construction to finish to submit the application?
No, you can submit the application immediately.
Okay. And there's a question also here about the guaranteed buybacks. I think it's just a general question. When when developers are offering upfront yield, would this be something to question or to be concerned about? And also the escape clauses about the guaranteed buyback, which is not really a guaranteed buyback. Which is your view on that?
We are not offering neither, which is the payment upfront of the guaranteed yield, because the yield comes from the operation and it doesn't come out of the price. So it looks like you're paying, for example, 200K, and from that 200K, I'm returning you the whatever the yield is throughout the 5 years. So the yield comes from the operation itself. And in terms of guaranteed buyback, there are some players that are doing the guaranteed buyback. Well, it has its questions in the contract, so it's like the insurance companies. If there's a lot of ifs, so at the end, it's not really that guaranteed. Here, what we promise is we want to keep the operation of the hotel. That's our main goal. So we are always going to find your exit strategy. We are always finding this fund, even if we don't have an upside, so we can renovate the contract for another 15 years. So here, even we can add this to our contract, which is we will have the right of preference. We have the will to buy back your unit, and if neither, because something happens, we will guarantee the exit strategy. So we will mediate or it's not broke.
It's like we do the brokerage of
the deal until our investors have the full amount. Here it's very important to understand that our investors, we want to have a long-term relationship with our investors, and that's why we also want to pick our investors and build this investment club.
Andreas is asking here if there's a minimum or maximum hold period of the unit, and is there an option for owners to stay longer, long term in their units?
No, long term in the units. Well, unless they want to pay the daily rate, of course. But here, and in order for us to give the rentability to the investors, we cannot guarantee a long-term stay. We have the 7 days. We have a discount rated rate throughout the other days that the investor might want to stay. There were 2 questions that we answered. One,
in the second one, the other one was if there's a minimum or maximum hold period of the unit. It should be aligned with the Golden Visa timeline at least, right? In terms of how many years can they stay holding that unit until?
Okay, so it's until the investor have the citizenship. So we don't want to buy back the unit before year 6, just because of the sake of the investors, for you to have the citizenship. Just afterwards, we can buy. That's why we estimate between year 6 and year 8 to do this exit strategy and buyout.
And can you clarify a bit also for Andreas what they are investing in? It's not a share.
It's the apartment itself. It's a freehold. You'll have a final deed, so you will own that specific apartment. We have the operation, so we have a rental contract with all investors, but you own the apartment itself. So if you want to in 2 years sell your apartment, you are free to do it. We have the right of preference, of course, and there's a rent contract associated to that unit, but it's a freehold, and you're buying the unit specifically, not shares.
And when does the 3% yield start?
So the 3% yield starts as soon as the hotel open, because we already know here in Portugal that City Hall have some delays on issuing the license, for example. What we are willing to do is after a certain period, which we estimate the construction until we finish the construction 18 months. So until we open the hotel, 18 months After that, we will start paying rentability regardless if we already open or not.
Mhm. And there's also another question here. So how many units will need to be sold so that you can start construction? That's the first question. No, actually, that's the only question. So
Okay.
how many units do you need to start?
It's already done. So it wasn't go no go, but our threshold was in 6 units, which we already are sold. And if we didn't had the 16 units, we would go to the bank and have a debt, a loan to go forward. So the project itself, it was never under discussion. The strategy itself, so the business model, which we already passed the six units sold, so we are good to go.
Yeah. So our end goal is we'll have an hotel. It will be one way or the other.
Yes. Since we already had 6 units sold, we are good to go.
Perfect.
Let's say we're building a hotel. We're glad to have you on board if you wish to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Felipe.
What else do I have here? I think Carlos he raised his hand, but he's no longer with his hand up. But let me know, Carlos, if you want to speak, I'll let you speak. Meanwhile, so all you investors are coming after the Golden Visa. When should such program? Let me just. Okay. When such programs comes to an end after 2 or 3 months, is it reasonable to think that all your potential investor will be gone and so the cash flow? So how you will handle the financial sustainability of your business model? From what I understood, I think they are asking if for some reason the Golden Visa is shut down, if we can keep operating. I think that's the question, right, Felipe? No.
Yes, that's what I understand. So it goes back to what I just said.
Yes.
Basically, we're building a hotel, and we're glad to bring you on board. But if we sell all the units, wonderful. We'll have more members in the club. Let's call it like that. If we don't sell all the units, then as Duarte said, we own the building, so we'll go ahead anyway. It's not going to change the outcome. It's only going to change who joins or not.
And yeah, I think Andrew's asking another question. So what is the why would an outside buyer would want to buy this unit? And what is the investment appeal for a future buyer? Is the 3% yield in the potential bonus? I think it comes to this is mainly a Golden Visa project, right?
Yeah. So at this stage, why would an outside? I'm not sure if the question is now or in the future. So just want a bit more clarification on the how in the future. So a guaranteed yield. A guaranteed yield is always something that I think it's interesting while you are investing, but the main reason is because they are buying an apartment in the city center that the value will appreciate, and they can buy at the same price that you are buying now 6 years back, and with a brand that is managing their investment. So there are a lot of and if we are talking about one unit separately, there's a lot of people that want to park their capital, their investment, and knowing that it's in good hands and that the asset itself is appreciating, even though they have a fixed rate of 3% plus the bonus of 30%, which go up to 4%. I think it's a safe choice, mainly because of the location. Secondly, because of the brand that is operating the whole property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yet at the end of the day, it's a Golden Visa product. So the exit strategy is supposed to be designed in the way that allows investors to exit the investment safely, and that's the main
absolutely
vision that we have for
the idea behind it is, as we told, the exit strategy is okay. we'll want to have all the units back and sell it to a fund that wants to have the whole building with the operation running. If at the time we have to renegotiate, which we will probably for the next 15 years, and we have to renegotiate the yield with to sound more appealing for this renovation, we will. So the idea here, and we thought about that. It's an excellent question. Why don't we put also the investors on the upside? Is because it's something that we don't know that will what type of capital gains we are talking about. So we prefer to give the freedom of selling in the free market. The right of preference, so you know that someone is willing to buy your unit, and an exit strategy already built, even though, well, we estimate that we can sell the whole building around 6.5 million, which would give us a good upside, but it's not guaranteed. So we are talking, so instead of entering here in a discussion where, okay, we might have some capital gains, how much will it be, and talking about the future, we prefer, okay, let's give the guarantee that we want to buy it back, and there's a guaranteed yield, and there's an exit strategy. And if you don't want any of that, you can either keep the unit or sell it in the free market with your own capital gains. Hope we answered the question.
From what I'm seeing, I don't think we have any more questions. Let me check here. Maybe I can find another one. If meanwhile you want to ask a question or to speak, I think I'm allowed to let people speak. So yeah. Let me find another question here as we are reaching the end. Is the hotel investment considered as a kind of cultural investment which may continue to exist as a golden visa? I think the question is no, because there was some news.
What are the unit prices? Are they all the same?
Okay. I can share the.
There's a price table. Yeah, they are not all the same. Sorry for interrupting.
No, but this question is more important. So we have the prices range from 280 to until 317. So the unit 6, it's the most expensive one. And yeah, that's basically the price list. And as you can then send me an email, I'll share also the brochure with you and the price list updated.
I would like to invite you to come to Portugal, since one thing is for us to be talking about Portugal, which is in fact very easy to sell, honestly. But firsthand, it's always better, especially since we already have one of our projects. Well, we have more, but one where you can stay and enjoy and feel the vibe and understand what we are doing. It's much easier than trying to convince someone of our path and of our investment strategy.
Yeah.
You had another question?
I think in terms of the main questions, yeah. So do you have like an estimation of, so if someone moved today, decide to invest in the society, how much time until they submit the application? It's fairly quick, right?
It's depending on the bank account. Usually NIF and bank account are the main bottlenecks here. Depending on the nationality, the bank account can go up to 1 month, 1.5 months, something like that. So, but I would say in a month, you can start the application. You can submit the application.
And there are some law firms that
Yeah, there are some law firms that instead of if the bank account is taking too long, there are law firms that have a client bank account, let's call it.
It's escrow.
An escrow, where for the sake of this, because of the law is coming. Well, it has to be approved. There's still a path for the law to be approved. You can do the transfers through the client escrow account instead of waiting for the bank account to open.
Yeah, I think in terms of questions, those two I think we already answered. Yeah, this was our first webinar. I think it went well. There are always some difficult technical aspects of the technology, but we made it through. I think we clarified all the questions regarding the project,
hopefully,
and we are more than available to, after this call, have another one, go over the project again, go over what Northon Equity Partner does on a daily basis, and yeah, at the end of the day, we are looking for someone that wants to partner with us, that want to invest and share the same DNA as us, because we will be building a relationship long term, and it is important that we get along. Do you have any final words before we?
No, just thank you all for attending this webinar. Actually, as Duarte told you, it's our first webinar. So hopefully the next one will go even better. Feel free to contact us. We are available to meet each one of you. Just let us know. We can share more details about the project. If you have more questions about other real estate projects that we might have or others, we are here to help you out. Just let us know. We are easy to reach. Also, Duarte can share the links if you can send us an email for any further information.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Flip.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you for your time.